Hello, this is Trevor. We are working on, I believe, the 13th lab. It's a blind SQL injection with time delays. So there's a tracking cookie that's vulnerable to SQL injection. The results of the query are not returned, and the application does not respond differently based on whether the query returns rows or causes errors. However, since it's executed synchronously, it's possible to trigger conditional time delays. To solve it, all we have to do is make it delay for 10 seconds. Whew, all right. Well, let's get started. Let's just go straight to the lab. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. It would really help me out. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about or do aside from these lessons. That would also be much appreciated. Let's verify that the SQL injection is in the tracking token. We can do that by adding a single quote, saving that, and then sending it. We get nothing there. Actually, we cannot do that. We get a new tracking cookie. Because nothing is going to show up, we can't do what I just did. Let's do this one. Tracking ID equals single quote. This is weird. So we want this one. Let's send that to repeater. Remove this. So we know that we need to cause a sleep. Let's just tack on the sleep here. So in the last video, I talked about how I think the query is something like select asterisk from user where tracking ID equals, and then the tracking ID. That's what I think is the query looks something like that. My mouse is not working very well. All right. So what we can do is we can just tack on our sleep here if it works. To do that, let's start with concatenation. We'll start with Oracle. How do we sleep in Oracle? Time delays. Let's not start with Oracle. Let's start with something like MySQL. And we'll do a space and then sleep 10. Select space. We'll do like this. But we're not going to sleep 10 just in case it is. We don't want to solve it without. So we'll sleep 5. We don't want to solve it here. We want to solve it in Python. So this should work. We have our space at the end. We need to URL encode this. We are concatenating these two, which should be none. Let's try sending that. We get a 200. We get no time delay. Let's try Postgres sleep. Oh, man, I was going to say that looked good. Oh, but our concatenation is wrong for Postgres, right? Yeah, we need 2 bars. Let's put, instead of the space, 2 bars. I don't think these need to be modified, but we'll highlight Control U. They do not. Send that. Nothing. So maybe, again, I just don't understand if the concatenation will work. Let's try the plus. And we do need to URL encode that because we don't want it to become a space. We want it to be interpreted as, and the sleep for Microsoft SQL Server is wait for delay. I'm going to change this out. Wait for delay. Change this to 5 and highlight that. Control U. Send. No delay. All right, instead of doing Oracle again, I want to avoid that for now. Let's change this and for sure limit out the other ones. So we have a valid, let's make sure we have a valid tracking cookie, tracking token. 200, we don't get set a new one. So I'm pretty sure that one's right. Should have done this to begin with. Now, we want single quote, we want a conditional delay, conditional time delay. We're going to just concatenate this. So, space, Control V, select your condition here. 1 equals 1. Highlight this, Control U. That should be the correct concatenation for MySQL. Although we have, thankfully it didn't work. Now, let's try Postgres. And then we'll do Microsoft. And then we'll maybe try one more. And if nothing works, we'll decide that we can try Oracle. All right. We need to concatenate with Postgres, and that is the bars, right? Postgres is the bars. Bar, and then we'll do a parentheses, select case when, and we're just going to do 1 equals 1, then PG sleep 10, else we're going to change this to 5, else PG sleep 0, end in that parentheses, and then we will highlight all of this, Control U, and send that. Hey, look at this. Looks like we got it. As long as this set has over, yep, 5,569 milliseconds. So it's Postgres, and this will work. And honestly, to solve the lab, all we need to do is change this to a 10. That's it. So let's write our script. This will be a nice and short one. Vim, what is the lab called? It is called time delays. Vim time delays .py. To open up our template, we're going to just copy this out, paste it. We're going to create a shop equals shop args.url args.no proxy. We don't need a session because we're not going to log in. We need a session when we log in. Now that we have the shop, we want to get the tracking URL and session token same way we did it in the conditional errors. Let's grab this here. And then let's create our request with our sleep statement. So let's do exploit equals. We want our tracking ID. Then let's go here and copy this out with this. We don't need the space actually. Oh, and we want this Control Shift U. We do want this not URL encoded. I'm gonna paste that. Here we're gonna put 10 so that we solve it. That's our exploit. So that's what we're going to put in F that. Cookies equals, and then tracking ID, exploit, session token, if args.noProxy, response equals requests.get, shop.base URL, cookies equals cookies, and then else proxies equals utils.proxies, verify equals false, if response.status code equals 200. That's fine because it's return 200. We don't, I mean, do we want to even check? Does it matter? Shop.is solved. Is solved does not require a session. We don't need this. Let's not add it. That's it. We can add a time here. How do we get the current time? This is going to be important for when we do the time-based delays. Import time. Is it time.now? Let's do this. Let's go over here and go to IPython, import time, and then dir time. We've got time.time. Is that what we want? So if we did now equals time, or start equals time.time, and then end equals time.time, duration equals end minus start, and then print duration. Print duration, we want to round this. I don't remember how to round. And then we can just say it took, you know, X seconds. How do we round in Python? I could do floor division, like 1. That doesn't seem the right way to do it, though. I just happen to remember how to do floor duration. So Python round float to int. 3 ways to turning floater point into whole numbers. The built-in round function rounds values up and down. That's what we want. So just round. Is it on its own, or do we need to do like duration.round? Nope. Round duration. That's what we want. Okay. Time.time. Let's add the start here. Start equals, and we're going to move this down to right here, right before we do this request, and we'll do end equals time.time. time. And then here we can do if, let's do duration equals end minus start if duration, round. We're going to subtract those and then round them. Duration should be an integer now. If duration is greater than 10, greater than or equal to 10, then we will say if solved. If it's not greater than or equal to 10, we didn't succeed. So might as well not check it. Let's log.info. Telling application to sleep for 10 seconds. Let's put that here just in case. That looks reasonable to me. Got our URL. Make sure it still works. Does. Let's do Python time delays. Paste that in. Looks like it's working. We definitely are pausing here. Lab is solved. Boom. Easy peasy, thankfully. All right. Let me know. This one was pretty straightforward. We figured out it was Postgres. Once we had that figured out, we just told it to sleep for 10 seconds. And sleeping for that long allowed us to solve the lab. We did implement a start and end time. Again, this kind of logic is going to be important when we do try to get information, because we want to know true or false, right? And this is how we are going to be able to tell true or false, is if the request took the amount of time that we were expecting a true response to take. And this one, of course, is a true response. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Goodbye.